Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis updated commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. There's a special coupon code that you can apply either to the monthly or yearly membership if you're interested in joining. All right, let's dive in, take a look, see what's going on today. Starting with the DXY, getting some weakness in the DXY, down 0.3%. We're starting to see a little bit more weakness here since June 23rd. Those past 3 days have really pulled us back, and I think Bissett has made some comments about wanting a weaker dollar and holding yields at a certain level. So here we are kind of backing out. Those past 3 days have really put an ugly looking candlestick on this thing. And the dollar very well could break this upward trend line to the downside. If we get a move where that breaks, a lot of the stuff that is being priced in dollars is going to get more expensive. So dollar weakness creates money movement in the markets, and it will also relieve pressure in some areas, put pressure in other areas. Because if the dollar and yields go down together, it will relieve the pressure on stock markets from yields, and then the dollar going down is going to push dollar denominated assets up, like gold, silver, platinum, and all those things. If we get yields to fall rapidly on the short end of the curve, that would mean that we could potentially be going through a slowdown, economic slowdown, and that would be fire for precious metals. They would do incredibly well. The 2-year yield's dropping 1.15% today. It's been pulling on back. The past few days, we can see that pullback in the 2-year. Longer term, I mean, just looking at this, coming into that corner, could be a shoulder head shoulder developing. But the past 3 days have really hit it pretty hard. That's also when oil fell and Trump tweeted about oil going down. So I don't know if they're in there trying to push yields around. Difficult to say. And it's been very pronounced the past 3 days. But that's what we're seeing at the moment. And that's where we're at. We're in a structure here that is still bullish to go higher. We would have to break through this bottom line at about 3.4%. 10-year yields down just slightly, ever so slightly here. We're still above a lot of support. There's the support I'm talking about. And we have to see more weakness for me to be convinced that this is actually going to go lower. We've got 30-year yield down slightly today. And again, this still looks good to go higher. I'm not changing my mind until I see evidence. This is a move higher with small selling pressure back to the beginning. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to cover 2 days of the up move. Those generally result upward. Now, if they're in there jacking around, we would see a big down candlestick in yields on the 30 end. 30-year. They would have to buy a lot. So we'll see what happens. TLT up slightly, 0.13% with yields being slightly lower. Backing out, looking at it, that's where we're at right now. Is this a potential double bottom? Could be. Going across it, could be. We've got the 2 and the 10 making its way lower today, uninverted. So down 1% now. Is this trend line broken? And are we going to get a move to the downside? We could. That's what we want to watch for. If we start to see an acceleration of 2 years drop like that, that's generally when you start to see problems, like a slowdown in the market, these kind of big moves to the downside. breaking the structure. Is that what we're going to get? We very well could get that. That is a possibility. Even though I've got a falling wedge there that could break higher, we very well could lose it to the downside too, which it's starting. So we'll see and watch it. TYX TNX ratio is up about 0.3% today. As this goes up, gold goes up. Most of the time. So you get weaker dollar, you get this TYX TNX ratio to move higher from a low point to a higher point. Gold does really well. I'm sure silver could follow here, and platinum could do very well too. Gold's up $14 an ounce. It's already had the massive move. We are back within this pattern. Not a huge move today. Are we going to get back above this resistance area? We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Right now, we're kind of just chilling out. I don't have a clear read here. We've got a large down candlestick coming off this bottom, which occurred in a very weird market condition because it occurred under a condition that gold normally goes up under. Makes me think that someone's in here jacking with it. But that's just a guess. I don't know for sure. We've got silver up 1.5%. This thing looks fantastic, sitting on top of support on the longer term. There's the support line I'm talking about at about 35. We're sitting on top of it, just waiting, resting, before I think a big move. And this move could happen anytime. Anytime this thing could rip. Platinum looking real good, up 4% today. Continuing its move higher. Look at this thing. Whenever you break out of these big squeeze wedges, you generally get a very big move. Now, if I were to make a guess, this is what I think is possible here. So let me do this. And then let me grab this. And I'm just going to play around with it. I don't know if this will be the special sauce here, but could you imagine if it did something like that? What that would be the same type of move that occurred before that. I get a price maybe up to $10,000 an ounce if it were to repeat this type of move. Now, I don't know if it's going to do that, but it could. But that's what I've got there for platinum. Hopefully you guys like that. Palladium up 1% today. It's still looking good. Still working its way higher. Looks good. Broken down trend there. Double bottom, perhaps. It looks good. We've got XAU to gold ratio down slightly today with the XAU underperforming gold a little bit. But again, very nice looking chart, very cheap, long runway ahead. Or valuation moves where gold and silver mining companies outperform. So GDX up slightly. Again, this still looks fine. There's nothing there that worries me too much. GDXJ chopping around and SILJ right at that gap that we closed. So those look okay. Nothing looks bad there. We've been pulling back a little bit, but there's no distinct huge selling pressure that I see. Now, could something occur where we gap lower? It's possible. I'm just trying to look at this chart in its entirety. So in the short term, it's really hard to make, I'll say, guesses in some of these charts because the setups aren't there. So when you trade, I mean, just to give you background, and some of this I look at it like it's kind of hard to know exactly where it's going to go in the short term. There's certain points where things squeeze up into corners, and your entry points are in the corners there, where they squeeze and then they kind of break, like right there, right there, right there. All of this other stuff is just noise. And then when you back out and you look at like the big picture view and all this here is going to be a launching pad. And the reason I think that has nothing to do with the silver companies themselves. has to deal with the silver price of the commodity. And the way that this is structured allows me to think that this will be a launching pad when silver really starts to rip. So we're kind of making our move upward, and we're getting a lot of gyrations. A lot of people are trying to trade the short term. That's just the wrong move. The entry point is back here, and then you just kind of sit and wait for this to develop. That's it. Crude oil, it's up 1.3%. Not a huge update. Now we've got these ugly looking candlesticks there. That's when Trump tweeted about this big down candlestick in reversal, talking about something about lowering oil prices and don't go up, and everybody sold off on it for whatever reason. Now, is this a legit downward move that has momentum and staying capacity? I don't know about that. We've got a cheap crude oil to gold ratio. I think this is wave one and wave two. So I'm in the camp that we're going to go higher on the longer term. In the shorter term, we obviously are experiencing gyrations and a lot of volatility. Could we go down here? We could. Would I bet on that? We'll have to see what kind of bounce we get here and what kind of follow through we get. Right now, the momentum is down and that hasn't turned yet. We've got TTF gas up 0.76%, and it looks like it's trying to base out here. We've got natural gas in America down 4%. That does look like it wants to go a little bit lower, generating some momentum to the downside. Now, could this move lower quite a bit? It could. We're starting to, let's just throw kind of a flag pattern up here. And it looks like it'll be more like this. We've got a kind of a flaggish looking pattern, and it also could be a shoulder head shoulder. Maybe we head lower back down here towards this support trend line level. We've got XOP, yeah, you know me, going down 1.5%, looking kind of weak here. Now, we could do a kind of a shoulder head shoulder deal where that is more of a bottoming type pattern that we then head higher. There's another potential possibility that we do a detour lower if we see fear in the market, if we get into a slowdown in the market. Now, that's not my base case. I'm just saying that that is a possibility. And we need to watch the 2 and the 10 yield curve. And if it drops really fast, then you probably will see this drop in the short term. OIH down 1.44%. Again, we've broken through. That's not really a huge trend line. I just kind of drew that in there. But there's more support down here in that area. We've got Newcastle coal futures down 0.72%, following natural gas to some degree. This had a nice big move up. We were starting to break out of this. Well, your support's down here. Shoulder, head, shoulder kind of working up. And right now we're sitting above support, the majority of this support. The majority of the support's down here. It's all through here. Sprout Physical Uranium Trust up 0.85%. We have broken out of the pattern to the upside. It looks fantastic. Looks really good to continue higher with time. We've got the uranium futures pricing continuing higher. It looks really good. So, I mean, that's where we're at. It looks good on all these. The equities were down today a little bit. A lot of the times what you might see is a breakout retest. So you explode up in an impulse move like we did. We could consolidate like that and then work our way up. We call that a retest or a back test of a breakout of resistance. It doesn't have to do that. I hear a lot of people, oh, it's going to do this. It's going to do that. It's like, well, not necessarily. Your technical patterns are all working off probabilities. So what caused me to stop trading in the short term is you don't make as much profit as the long-term big picture view. And then things, it's only a statistical probability. So you have to put on a lot of stops, a lot of capturing gains quickly if you're trying to do things in the short term, and you end up not really making a ton of money. Uh, the big money's made in sizing up the big move. I completely agree with that quote. So the big money, a lot of people are getting frustrated with uranium, but your big money is taking positions here and then riding them up. And if you can time it that well, maybe you bought some in here, which is fine. But that's where the big money's made. Because on here you'd be making 3-4 times your money, and in here you'd be doubling your money basically. And then trying to play the short term stuff is really difficult. URANIUM down 1.11, and again, I think this looks fantastic. You've broken out of the downtrend to the upside. Whether this does a retest move where that circle is or not, that's okay. I think we're going higher. URNJ down 1%. Again, we're sitting underneath resistance, and sometimes you pause underneath resistance areas before moving higher. There's a possibility that we do something like that before going up. We've got nickel chopping sideways, but for the most part, it is trying to consolidate all through here. Copper's up 0.95%. I think we're getting close to a potential breakout in copper. This is looking pretty good, right underneath resistance. COPX down 0.28% today, but again, this is a great setup. We're not sitting on top of support. Small red candlesticks. We've got the big greens showing up. I think we're going up. It looks good. Lithium down 0.34. We're right at resistance, the long-term resistance area here. We've got a bullish engulfing, slow kind of wedge pattern, which is a bullish formation with another bullish engulfing. I think we're going up. It looks good. Give it time, guys. Give it time. Not much selling pressure today. It's well poised for a potential move up. REMX is in a similar situation to lithium. That's already broken its big downtrend, putting in a double bottom, and we're right at another downtrend that it's trying to break through resistance. And this setup to me looks fantastic. This is exactly what I look for. REMX, and we'll see. Again, we're working with probabilities and statistics. What you get on a double bottom is a breakout of the downtrend, comes up, comes back. Now this is where people get kicked out, is right here. That's where people go short. It creates a slingshot move where things could really appreciate in a short period of time to the upside. Iron ore still chopping sideways. That hasn't moved yet. Aluminum down slightly, still moving sideways. We've got Baltic Dry Index up a little bit, and I think this is a day delayed, but we've got a little bit of resistance. That resistance goes all the way back to 1987. Emerging markets moving on up. We're up 0.08% today, but that looks good. I like the momentum, and I like the small little down candlestick or up candlestick today. But this looks fantastic to start to rip. The weaker dollar, if that DXY drops lower, this is going to explode, in my opinion. This will be a good one. Mu down 1%. We're getting a little bit of a pullback on the inflation-sensitive stuff here. We broke out of a lot of resistance. We're doing our return moves. This is going across a bunch of inflation-sensitive assets. This is your double bottom. So what happens is you go down in you kind of squeeze it up here. We were on support there. Liberation, was this? No, it wasn't Liberation Day. This was Liberation there. You get this kind of double bottom, and then you get the slingshot up. Boom, hits it on up, gets us out of that downtrend into, I think, will be a new uptrend. KRE down 0.5 right at the neckline, getting some resistance. We've got XHB down 1.56. There is that resistance area above us that we haven't successfully broken through yet. Russell 2000, getting a little bit more selling pressure here, down 1.16. We are on top of support. We'll see if it holds. SPX moving sideways. Pretty chill day for that. NASDAQ up slightly, but we are up against the final resistance before a potential new all-time high, maybe. We've got SMCI moving up 8.8%, ripping it. That looks good to continue higher. That is a double bottom where we could start to work our way on up. NVIDIA is up 4.33. Now, as we got up here, resistance is going to start to give way. So there's the resistance there, and now it's giving way, and we've got a nice big move to the upside in NVIDIA. Bitcoin's up 1.45. We're right through that support resistance area, and we'll see if we can get a move on up. You can also throw a trend line on top of that, see if we can break that. It's real in that general area there. Ethereum down 0.83, just chopping sideways in this channel. We've got MicroStrategy up 3% following Bitcoin. And the VIX is down 4.23%. Couple of things that I notice here. We had a nice setup in the VIX to go higher here. And then the past 3 days, you see that VIX come down? You also notice the past 3 days, the 10-year yield has fallen. You've noticed that NASDAQ has gone up. And in the past 3 days, crude oil got hit. Do you think there's any coincidence in that? Is what I'm going to say. If it were me and I were to make a guess, someone's in there doing something. Someone's in there doing something, and they want to hold or keep the stock market up for whatever reason it is. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's for tax purposes, but that's just some things I notice. But that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. Specials, the coupon code if you'd like to use it. And that's all I've got for today. So we'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.